Hello there, this is Chris Assis and it's day 3. I hope you're already having a wonderful December, that you're not getting too frustrated and too anxious about all the shopping that you probably need to do, and that these videos are coming and bringing in a little tango note to your day. So because it's Sunday, I thought that we're going to take a step back from the physical action and talk about a question that has been coming in different ways through the survey. And parenthesis, if you haven't filled out the survey, please do so. Your comments are the oxygen of this website. I really want to share things that you need. So if you haven't, go ahead. It's only 4 questions, very straightforward. So parenthesis closing. So the question is, how do we know that we are progressing, that we are in fact on the right path, and that we are becoming on the way of becoming better dancers? So the thing is, the tricky thing with progress is that in the beginning is very obvious. It's really measurable. Like you start from 0, and then first class, you already know maybe a few things. You've danced already with someone you didn't even know before. So it's measurable. And the first few months, even the first few years are like, oh yes, you're all fired up, and you're feeling that you're learning stuff, and you're adding sequences. Maybe you're learning, that if you start from tango, you're learning the vals, you're learning the milonga, you're going to the workshops. People are starting to, you're making new friends. People are starting to dance with you more in the milonga. So all of these things are great indicators that you are actually in fact progressing. But slowly you start to notice that these markers are starting to fade away. Your community knows you already, and the people who dance with you, the people who don't dance with you, and you don't care really. Or you do care a little bit, maybe it stings a little bit in the heart. We will be talking about social skills very soon, so it is a very interesting issue, because we are actually doing this for this dance to be in a social environment, the milonga. But it's not, anyway, who dances with you is not and shouldn't be an indicator of your progress. And then you're not learning as many sequences as you did before, or even if you do, they don't make you feel so amazing as the first sequences you did. And because it's normal, because the first sequences were like it was like starting to climb Mountain Everest. So you reach that middle point and you're starting to feel stuck. But this is a key moment. This is that plateau, and we see it in every activity, in anything that we want to learn. And as George Leonard says in his book Mastery, and if you haven't read it, it's a great book, older book, but still great. You need to love the plateau. And why you need to love the plateau? Because there it's all the cooking is happening. You keep on working, but you need to start working in a little bit of a smarter way. The drills are not going to do anything for you. You've done them already. The doing more classes is probably not going to do much. Doing different classes, on the contrary, is going to add. Just dancing, if you're doing it for fun, great. If you're doing it to practice, not a good idea. But if you practice smart and with a focused way, not necessarily longer, but smarter, then this cooking that is happening at this plateau level, it's going to bring light bulbs that are way, way, way brighter than the light bulbs you had when you first started dancing. So it is that moment that you need to insist, and progress is in fact happening, only you're not aware of it. It is happening on a level that you're not conscious of. So one way is, and It has to happen. It's not optional. You have to wait. The light bulb will happen. And the other way is to shift your practice towards what is in fact you. So all these things that we say and are great, and that's probably why they've become cliches. Tango is a four-legged animal, or feel the music, or make posture natural. So all these things that made their way to cliches because they do actually apply, have a strong base of truth, can happen when you become aware of who are you and who is the other person that you're coming together to dance with, and what that means for your movement. All these things can happen on this plateau level, because you have done the work before to all this, all this fire that you have for this dance, brought in the new steps, the more classes, the more workshops, the more technique, the more, more. And now you need to accept that at this moment you will feel stuck, but if you practice smarter, you will have wonderful breakthroughs that will brighten your tango life for a lot longer than the first ones, the initial ones you've had. So a few markers to make your life just a little bit easier, and because I'm not really, I'm not a super tactical person, but I don't want to just talk in general of the ideas. I want to bring this into practice. A few measurables so you become more aware of the progress that you might be having. So I am not sure where I got this from. I absolutely cannot remember. I think it has something to do with people working in Silicon Valley. So they use a term called key progress indicators. It's exactly what it says. Key progress indicators. So a measurable indicator would be number of reps. For example, if you heard the chat we had with Jason Jiang, he said that at some point in one milonga that he was dancing with his wife, he did 4 steps that were just beautiful. They were, I think he said, juicy. They were so juicy. They were just, everything was perfect. So you have this experience. This experience will never leave Jason. He will remember it for the rest of his tango life. But what can also that experience be is immeasurable. I did 4 beautiful steps, 4 juicy steps. Next month, did they become 5? Did they become 6? Did they become 8? So that could be immeasurable. If you are in your practice, and you're practicing, for example, the exercise I sent you 2 days ago. And so you're doing your exercise and you're going from side to side, and maybe you did 4 reps, very nice, in control, with a nice comfortable flow going from one side to the other. Great. Maybe next week when you do it again, you do 8. Excellent progress. So that's a measurable way. So with number of reps. Then the second way would be how your practice makes you feel. This is very, very important. So if your practice is bringing you in a state, psychological, mental, emotional state that is better than the one you had before, then you are making progress. Maybe it's not measurable, but you are making progress. If you feel better after your practice, you're on the right path. If you feel awful, if your body feels tired out, if you if you feel that, oh dear, this was a drag, something is off. Maybe it was just one day, but if it's repetitive, something is off. You need to dig in a little bit. But that's another great indicator. Then the third thing is, and this is very important for any activity, not just your tango, but any activity that requires focus and practice, is, can you stop before your technique fails you? So, and this is very, very important, because people think, okay, I am ready, now I'm going to have some extra time off, and I'm going to be doing exercises all day for 2 hours. So, oops, every day for 2 hours. So that's not going to work. If this is not your routine, it's not going to work. And you lock yourself up in the room, you turn off your phone, and you're all set to go. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, that's probably max. 45 minutes is probably your max time that you're looking at. After a little while, you will be falling in the trap either of autopilot or frustration, or looking at your watch every 2 seconds, or just either your mind is not going to be there, or your body is not going to be responding the way you would want it to respond. So your technique is failing you. And if you are aware of that, if you know when it is the right time to stop, then you are a lot more advanced than you think. So, because that requires a mental awareness and a body awareness, that you know that, okay, I'm not pushing it, this is the end. So these are three great indicators, and maybe you have some of your own, but I think these are great guidelines for you to measure your progress on a day-to-day basis, not only technically but also mentally. And most importantly is, love what you do, love where you are at the moment, because this is something that you do for you. You don't need to prove yourself to anybody else. And that's why indicators such as how many people are dancing with me, did I go to the next level in my dance school, they're not important. What is important is that you fully enjoy at 100% where you are right now, what you're doing, because you're doing this for you. You are experiencing your body in motion, in movement. You are creating something for yourself. And if you have a partner and you're practicing with your partner, you are creating something together. So celebrate this moment. And if you can do that, if you can find moments like that during your practice, again, you are a lot more advanced than you think. So I hope you enjoyed English. I hope you enjoyed this short video, and have a lovely day. See you soon.